Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Matt.
And we're here to tell you about something exciting that we're teaming up on. It's an online training on preaching. In particular, we're going to focus on how to be better communicators of the important truths of the gospel in this ever-changing world.
And you may be saying to yourself, okay, well, why would you do a training on preaching? Didn't we get plenty of that in seminary or theological education? But there's a reality that we're living in, and I like to kind of describe it as being at the beach, right? So for the younger generation, the culture in which we live is like they've always been in the water. They've always been swimming in it. It's just natural and native to them. And then you've got the younger millennial, older Gen X, what they like to call the Oregon Trail generation, those that played Oregon Trail on the old Apple. For us, it was like we started on the beach and then we slowly walked into the water and kind of got to ease into everything. But if you are older Gen X, boomer, it feels like your dad picked you up, threw you in the water and said, learn to swim. And so the reality is, and I love the way you put it, we're all trying to learn how to swim in the water now.
Yeah, we all find ourselves in this brand new world, whether it's the world that you have always grown up in, or the world that you had to slowly get accustomed to, or the world that suddenly you're dropped into. The world is very different. The world is changing. We're dealing with issues related to race, sexuality, the hyper-politicalization of everything, not to mention the fact of pluralization, right? The world is far less overtly Christian than it's ever been before. And the challenge is incredible for Christian communicators, in particular for preachers of the gospel. How do we continue to keep the main thing, and deliver to people the message of Jesus, give them the goods in a way that they can actually hear it, understand it, appreciate it, and be changed by it? So that's what we're going to talk about. So Matt, we want to incentivize people to sign up for this, even at this early date, because we're still putting it together. So tell them about that.
So what we're going to do is, you've probably interacted with some of our stuff on webinars and things like that, and you're like, this sounds cool, but what are you guys going to put into it? Well, we're putting it together now. So since we're putting it together now and we haven't released it yet, we're going to give you the opportunity to sign up early. This will be the lowest rate we launch this course. So if you sign up now, we will give you the lowest rate possible, and then when we officially launch the course sometime in the fall, we will raise it up to its normal rate. So if you're interested, if you're like, this sounds great, or I've seen these guys on the webinars before and I always get something out of it, then take the opportunity, click whatever button is around you below and sign up for the course now, because this will be the best rate.
Yeah, we're very excited about the content of this course as it's coming together. It's going to be teaching from me and from you, but also outside third-party resources that are extremely helpful, some cultural artifacts that we're finding that are helping us navigate our way forward as communicators in this new age, as well as a whole list of resources that we're going to be able to give to you. Books we're reading, other communicators that we've connected with that we think are going to be really helpful. So you're going to get a ton of great stuff, and we're excited to share it with you.
And it's not going to feel like sitting in a classroom. It's going to feel a lot more like this, because probably what I've learned the most is when I call somebody like Matt up and I'm like, hey, what are you learning? What are you seeing? How would you do this? And so the training oftentimes is going to feel like that. It's going to kind of be birthed out of a lot of those conversations that you have with somebody about preaching and trying to dissect this culture, because for anybody to say, hey, we're an expert in this culture, is kind of an overstatement. Because the reality is we all feel like we're living in a grand social experiment, because it's not just the shifts of tides like Matt was talking about, but it's the technology. I mean, we're on social media in a way that we've never been before, and really it's a young medium to be on. So we're essentially all experimenting together, and so we want this training to be an opportunity to figure out together, how do we connect with and how do we navigate this culture?
We're learning. We want to share what we're learning with you, and we're excited about it. So take the next step, sign up, register now, save a little bit of money in the process, and keep this space, because the training is coming together and we can't wait to share it with you.